so it might be a bit of delay.
Yeah, it's like a minute to go on the countdown.
Yeah. Anyone else scared? I am. I know it's only a game, but gaming is football. There's been a lack of enjoyable football games.
We definitely should be live.
I've played a lot of FIFA the last couple of years. Like I'm quite enjoying. Oh, here we are.
Are we live?
We're live.
Yeah, we're
We're
live.
Hello, everyone. If you can hear us, that was a bit of an abrupt start, should we say? Here we are. We're looking forward to seeing the gameplay reveal of UFL. I am Asim, as always. I've got Nico with me. Nico, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, sir. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And Barry as well.
Hello.
I just realized I've got your things swapped. So I'm just gonna do a thing on the fly and swap it. You're gonna see some live editing here, guys. You're gonna see some live editing right
Got my
here.
bad side. Need my other side.
So let's.
I very carefully position the camera so it gets my good side.
So if you're in the chat, say hello. I know Ads is there. Ads, we can see you. How you doing, mate?
Here we go. Minute countdown.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna stay a little bit like.
Are you excited?
Well, based on my introduction of saying hello, like I'm trying to keep it low key, but no, I am. I'm only messing. I am excited, like, you know.
I'm intrigued.
I had a third game like this come on the scene, like in the last forever, I'd say.
It can only be good.
Yeah.
It can only be good. There we go. The nameplates are right. We did it. We did it.
Yeah, there we go.
Ads, come on, you know me by now. Ads is trolling early doors. He's getting the digs in.
Is it live yet? It's not live on Twitch yet. I don't see. It still says first look. Are you watching on Twitch?
I'm on YouTube on this.
You're on
in a
YouTube?
second.
Let me just check if
I'll check Twitch for you if you want.
Yeah, if you just check Twitch.
I'm starting 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. I've got the countdown on Twitch.
Oh yeah, yes. They just did a minute countdown
And to another minute countdown. The countdown for the countdown. I like it.
Oh my goodness.
That's hype.
That is, yeah, I was about to say, that is really building hype.
Yeah, that's nice.
Shahid13 says, I am very I presume that's excited. Otherwise.
I
Yeah.
think so.
He's so excited he's not even forming.
Yeah, it can't form a sentence. Can't form a sentence. I like it.
Skipping through.
I like it. All right, let me just put the tweet live as well. We are live.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying to you guys off air, I'm just more intrigued than anything. I just want to see what someone can bring to the table. It's not going to be better than FIFA first time, but they've just got to get in there.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we need a competitor. We need someone in the market to shake things up a bit, even if it takes a bit of time.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Guys.
Let's do this. Come on, show us some gameplay. Come on, actual gameplay, not like don't do a Killzone. Was it Killzone 2? Whether it was like
Gameplay review and all cinematics.
Yeah. I mean, they've hyped this up quite a bit. They've had some. They've got Matt HD Gamer. They've got some worldwide content creators, influencers talking about it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And welcome to the first UFL live show event. My name is Eugene. I'm the CEO at Strikers Inc., the game studio.
The CEO.
First of all, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you all for your continued support and the positive feedback you've shared with us in recent months. We appreciate it a lot. Today I will guide you through the basics of the game, give you a brief look at our partners and ambassadors, tell you a bit about Strikers Inc., and we'll of course see the UFL gameplay trailer. As a surprise, we'll also get to meet someone really special. All in all, it's going to be
Someone really special.
I am curious how long we'll have to wait for that trailer.
It's gonna be right at the end, isn't it?
Right at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Typical stuff.
Because they've been showing off a lot of the ambassadors. They've been showing off the partner clubs already.
Yeah.
So that feels like they're going to be looking at a lot of things we already know.
Yeah. What is this? It's a C. Oh, is that okay? That's the first one, isn't it?
First trailer they released.
Yeah.
I mean, that is all gorgeous, obviously, but if it's not in game, then it doesn't.
It's
matter.
not in game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not in game anyway.
I mean, if it is, fuck me, but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they came out and said that wasn't in game.
Fair to play.
Show us Celtic. Come on. Show us Fred. Nah. Latest PFI. Sonny's in the chat. I can tell Sonny's in the chat if he's saying show us Fred. Fuck's sake.
There were left a few Easter eggs for
Fred could be an ambassador. You never know.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not going to play
He's
it.
in high demand.
I'm not going to play it. Not going to play it.
You may wonder who we are and where we came from. Our team consists of specialists in all areas of game development, marketing, licensing,
Specialist.
We need less talk and more gameplay, though. Come on.
They didn't mention game design.
No, which is worrying.
renowned game developers. At that time, we only had 4 people working, including myself. In 3
He
years,
seems super confident, though. That's the thing on Twitter.
They've been very, very confident. Very,
Big
very confident.
presentation.
around the world, working both from our offices and from home. We're an ambitious team, driven by the desire to lead a new generation of football video games and digital entertainment in general. But the most important thing is we're gamers. We play a lot, sometimes too much, but one thing remains unchanged. We know exactly what we want to achieve with UFL. We have
I mean, I'll give it one thing: the production value is decent. It doesn't look like it's their first time doing it.
This is the game we want to be
Yep.
playing with you.
Very high quality.
Yeah.
We've prepared a series of development diaries so that you have a good feeling about our studio's everyday vibe.
Okay.
Now, let's take a look behind the scenes of
I think it's very confident as well to talk about knowing exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because visions, you'll know this better than most, Asim. The vision
Yeah.
of a football game can change significantly.
It can.
over the course of the cycle.
It really, really can. It really, really can. I mean, this is another dev diary. They did one already.
Yeah.
So this is
One
a
up on
cut
YouTube, isn't there,
cutscenes.
of the- Oh, this is nice. This is new.
Okay.
I'm Anatole, and I work on the cutscenes for the UFL game. Cutscenes in
Got people in the chat. Ads is still wanting to see Celtic. We got the Vernimator in the chat. Vern, how you doing, mate?
Hey, how you doing,
We
guys?
got Zaheen in the chat. Hopefully they can give a good game. Relaxto says 2 hours later. I mean, hopefully not 2 hours later. I've got stuff to do. Presentation and production value on point. We've got Rahan as well in the chat. Yes, lads just joined.
How you doing, guys?
I'm Anatole. My main job is setting up
So they've got actual cutscenes in the game.
movements should be realistic, and emotion should look like in a real
That's interesting.
player reacts to it.
Yeah, I'm presuming the
It must
cutscenes.
just be like celebrations.
Yeah, celebrations like when it cuts to like the bench or
Pre-match.
etc. Yeah, stuff like that.
I believe that our passion for
But when I hear cutscenes, I think of like,
Last of Us quality.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's a very unrealistic.
It's going to be
standard.
super emotional in this game. Yeah, you're going to get those type of cutscenes.
You can't talk a bit strange.
Sunny says no Star Wars scroll in sight. Yeah, this is a high quality production over here. Not someone's first Photoshop or like Premiere Pro course.
Yeah.
Impressive so far, says Ver. Not even seen any gameplay. They don't look like newbies. They don't, and I think that's their confidence has been showing in their tweets and the way the CEO has been tweeting out as well. And even when they showed Lacan, like obviously the visuals aren't going to be amazing first time out, but they
Yeah.
will improve. But when they showed Lukaku and people were saying, "Oh, it looks a bit weird," the CEO tweeted out like a brand new screenshot of like with a more texture skin. It looked a little bit better. So yeah, it seems like they're, even though they're not like openly like engaging with everyone out there, but they're listening.
It's important as well that we don't like compare them too much to FIFA.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even going to mention the other one because they're better than that by default.
Barry will, don't worry.
You can't compare them to the existing competition because they are brand new. Like you just can't compete with that type of experience.
Yeah.
and provide him with the learning
Nick's online as well. He says, "Go on, lads. Fingers crossed for football games." Everyone loved the look at the men's toilets there. In that little clip. Free to play could mean regular updates. Well, I think I mean, their whole thing is fair to play. So I think it's primarily going to be an online game. I can't see it having like a career mode or a master league or anything like that. With the clubs they've signed, the stadiums they get with them. I think it's more about kind of again a team building type mode, probably the core of it. What do you think, Barry?
Man, I don't know. Like, I think everyone gets confused when it's free to play because they think it's like a budget title, that kind of way.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
I think from talking to people, they're thinking, that it's going to be free to play means it shouldn't be, like a AAA game or whatever. Because, like, these guys, based on this presentation, like, as the lads are saying in chat, I mean, this looks super professional, like.
It does.
You know? So it's
Well, they've just talked about offline tournaments as well.
Mhm.
So, it's like, it does seem like it's still like competition based, but
Yeah.
that you don't have to do them online.
Yeah, I think it's primarily going to be based on like that esports crowd or that competitive
Oh,
crowd.
definitely.
yeah.
I don't think they'll probably have a single player like exhibition type mode part of it, but yeah,
Which is probably why they had the money to do this, because
Absolutely.
esports is so massive.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's
You don't
huge.
think they
And it-
put in that type of commitment.
And it's why it's
otherwise.
free to play as well. It's free to play, so they can
Yeah.
get the maximum amount of people in, and that's why they've probably got like I don't know more than likely investors who have obviously helped them like develop the game and get the partners in, etc. as well. And so yeah, are we going to see gameplay? No, we just saw the guy standing there. Okay.
Yeah, not till the end.
Right at the end. God damn it!
Get some new partnerships.
I saw Besiktas and I saw Glasgow.
Yeah, both Celtic and Rangers.
Glasgow
Yeah,
Rangers, yeah.
Celtic, Rangers, Sporting Lisbon. I think Sporting Lisbon are there as well.
yeah. There's some big names. There's some big names.
Yeah.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
And like West
They've been
Ham.
smart
Yeah, absolutely.
because they're big clubs in perspective, but they're not. I mean,
Yeah,
other
they're
than
super clubs.
Rangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
No disrespect to ads there or anyone
Yeah,
else in the
or
chat.
to West Ham fans or Lisbon fans or anything like that. Yeah. We got people in the chat and saying, I just hope they feed us stuff like ESBC, which is the boxing game, which has gone a bit quiet now. Hopefully. D Aftrap says, I hope they will team up with PSV. Maybe I haven't seen a partner from the Eredivisie yet, so potentially.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Besiktas. Well, Brescia.
Surely, if it goes well, they'll go into offline modes potentially.
Sporting.
Yeah. Fair to play, so you can only buy cosmetics like in Fortnite. Even if it doesn't do well, it's more competition for EA. Yeah, I think it's not going to hit every nail on the head the first time around. It's going to take
it
time.
won't.
It's going to take time.
But they just need to get something out. That's the key thing.
We've got a Nico fan in the chat. Jason Begg says, I'm just here because Nico's hot. What about Barry? What about me? What's going on?
I paid him to
Yeah.
say it.
What about that?
I'll PayPal you later, Jason.
More partners coming. Celtic are actually... Yeah, I mean, Celtic are a huge club. Huge club.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. Celtic and Rangers, obviously.
Yeah.
To have the two big clubs in Scotland is huge.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
huge.
Hashtag United, that's interesting.
Yeah,
They're
they're
partnered from the start.
yeah,
aren't they? Yeah.
Spencer's team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. There he is. The hotness scale. I don't know who's typing from next gen base. Is it? It goes Nico, Barry, and Asim, but it's close. Who is that?
I'm going to
Trying to stir it up.
assume it's Ben.
It's probably Ben. Yeah. As we spoke about it, if they hit the ground running, the opportunities are endless. Yeah, I mean, if they
Yeah.
don't release a broken game like eFootball on launch, then they've got, like you saw with the stats from the PlayStation blog,
Yeah.
eFootball was actually one of the highest downloaded games from 2021. So it just missed out on the opportunity, I think.
And it was essentially a demo.
Yeah.
It's not even a full game.
It is at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
It's not even a game right now, I don't think, really. It is, Ben. You're right.
Ben is trying to stir it up. I like it.
I mean, we've
It's
got...
only because Ben and I have shared a bed.
It's true. We've got a contrasting opinion from JL in the chat. He says eFootball is good. Looking forward to version 1.0. I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Who are we to say? We're just here to give our opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's some good parts to it, but it's it's not.
Lies, Nico. It was a demo. It was a demo-like experience.
Demo-like experience. that was the PR speak, wasn't it? Yeah.
But some people are playing like eFootball and have played like 300 games.
Some are playing religiously, yeah. I mean, if it's the only game you're looking forward to, I mean, it's all you're going to play, really, isn't it? You're going to stick with it. What's eFootball says that.
I just think it was such a step down from even the worst PES titles,
Yeah.
and they've stripped away all of the It's not an eFootball video, but they've just stripped away so much that made me love the game. That,
Yeah. Absolutely. We've got a new subscriber. The Avtrap says, "I just searched UFL and found you guys, but I love this content, so I subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. We
Cheers,
appreciate it."
Nice.
eFootball wasn't made for loyal PES fans. Ooh,
No,
controversial
I mean-
statement.
it probably isn't, but I'm probably not even going to play this game that much, but I'm still excited to see what they bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just by like seeing like all of us guys here, like the football gaming community here, excited just to see something new. Like I tweeted about it a while back, just like the PS2 days, you had so many football games, Okay, it was more quantity than quality, and the two that were the quality probably in the end stood out and were left to kind of do what they're doing. But now it's kind of like they've kind of FIFA in different ways has rested on its laurels. PES in many different ways has rested on its laurels, and now you need someone in that space to come in and just shake things up a little bit, even if it's not perfect. Just to shake things up, just to let them see like, hey, okay, we need to up our game here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't need people get obsessed with graphics and stuff.
Oh, it is Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo.
That's huge.
CR7.
That was the rumor.
That's pretty big.
I think Sonny called it right at the start.
Yep.
Come on.
Man.
Who's doing the C? Who's doing it? Come on, Nico.
Go on, Nico. It's yours.
this-
Written all over. it.
There you go.
Oh, I've just woken up the dog.
He's like, how dare you? I mean, that's huge.
I'd like to say
that's massive,
that
man.
he
That's-
wouldn't have signed on unless he felt there was a certain quality.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
huge. No, that is.
That's huge.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Okay. Okay. Picture's a bit flat.
Yeah,
That looks better close up.
yeah. Close up, it does look better.
Okay.
That looks very Ultimate Team.
Yeah, the UI, obviously they've taken hints, which
Yeah.
PES has never done. It should. But okay, that looks a bit better. It does look... The first gameplay bit looked a bit flat.
Yeah.
These ones look better. Don't talk about the nets. No one mention nets in the chat, please. You're going to get banned straight away.
I think what's interesting is they're not showing they're showing creator teams here.
Mm,
They're not showing any of the partnership
The
clubs
partner
yet.
teams,
I
yeah.
just wonder if all that work
Fair.
hasn't been done yet.
probably not.
Oh no, here we go. Here we go.
Well, he
As I say
actually,
that.
you're right, yeah.
As I say it, just to embarrass me.
It looks better close up. I must say that bit when it's zoomed out game that looks better. The first again, I don't know, maybe the first one was a bit early. I don't want to make excuses for them, but I mean they're not putting 2022. We are gonna get it this
Okay.
year. Okay, I mean there's a bit to digest there. That was
Yeah. I think we'll probably need to watch that 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
times to
Go back
really
and
get the
definitely
gist of
go
it.
back.
we'll probably do a proper analysis video on the channel as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell from that.
Mm.
Some bits look good. Some bits look bad.
A bit ropey, yeah, for sure. I mean, Nick makes a good point in there. The animations looked a lot better than I thought. It's just I guess the vibrancy, like the first 30 seconds of gameplay looked a bit off.
Does anyone remember that legendary game called Pure Football? Says Ray.
Sonny in the chat will, because he was working at Ubisoft at the time, and it was going to be the next best thing, but it was not. I mean, it had Steven Gerrard on the front cover. What do you expect?
Didn't stand a chance with that.
They
Okay.
stepped up.
So I think that's what we got. You said about 20 minutes at the start, Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah, it said that on the thing. About 18 minutes.
I mean,
I mean,
Okay.
that wasn't a bad showing.
It was
Yeah,
not a
good
bad showing.
presentation, yeah.
It was a very good presentation, very well like run through and organized and like different sections. Obviously, gameplay is going to come at the end. Yeah, I mean, we need to watch it again. But I mean, Nico, what's your early thoughts as we just just literally just watched it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good showing. I think, like you said, the gameplay cameras, like what you will see when you are playing the game, didn't look superb. Definitely looked better up close when it was a bit more cinematic. But I think it's important to remember first attempt, and this is the first time they're showing it. There's still plenty of time until the game comes out. Plenty of time for them to improve upon it. So I think it looks pretty. I think it looks good for what it is. It was never going to be a game for me anyway because I'm a pure offline career mode type of guy. But I'll give it a try just to see. But 2022, not too long to wait. Sometime this year. I know we're in January, but
yeah. I mean, that's absolutely fair. Barry, I know you're still kind of involved. Like you run PES Universe, obviously still, but it's a bit of a downtime, shall we say? But UFL out this year as well.
I mean, I like some of the stuff there that I saw. Like I never, as Nico says there, like it's very hard to judge it based on just what we're seeing here. Like, I could see some issues there straight away, but like stuff like that doesn't really bother me once it doesn't actually take from when you're playing it yourself. It's very hard to showcase sports games, in my opinion.
Agree.
Anyway, I mean, I'm impressed. Like, I mean, if this is going to be coming out, you would imagine maybe like for next season's, I don't know, maybe next season's start date, which would be what, August, September.
September, yeah.
I mean, there's still time for them to improve a lot of the stuff that we've seen there that didn't look so good. So
a big part of this as well is going to be their online servers.
Oh, of course.
That's going to be a huge thing. So I'm expecting closed and open betas in the process, and Nick made a good point in the chat and saying that it depends on how it feels as well. We all
100%,
feel
100%.
you only know that when you get your hands on with it. So
100%.
Yeah, it'll we'll need to wait and see, but it's a good first showing.
It's a good first showing. Did we expect? I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's huge.
I mean, I can't express how big that is. He's been on the cover of PES, obviously, most recently, and like to snatch. Essentially, I wouldn't say snatch him away. He was a free agent. It seems like it, but the GOAT, the real GOAT, is one of their people. Is one of their ambassadors. That's huge.
That's very big for them. Very, very big.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge for marketing as well. But I think that's like they've got that right. In fairness, like they have got like the marketing side right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there will be people that will be, raging. A few people text me here already saying it was terrible and all this. But like, I mean, like it's not just about gameplay. Like it's not just about the visuals and about like there's more to it than that. I think for a first, this is a first time developer coming out with a game. Like like you have to give them a little bit of leeway with it. And if it's terrible when it comes out, then it's terrible when it comes out. But
yeah,
it looked okay. You know what I mean? It looked okay in my opinion. But yeah, time will tell. I think not having an offline mode, like that's probably a big thing for a lot of old school PES fans like you, Nico, that you're not going to be interested in this because no matter what they say here, like, and I know we can't really talk about it like tonight because we haven't seen enough, but like this is going to be, there is going to be ways to play this game. Like there's ways to play every online game. That's gonna sink or swim this game. So
So as you guys were talking, I was just changing the video in the actual stream to the trailer. So the start of it. I'm just gonna go back to the start of it again. I'm looking at the right at the start of it. It opens up like in the tunnel from the old one, and then it goes. That looks very flat. And that starting animation looks really. It's kind of like he's stuck in it and like running, almost. But then it changes like to the next stuff, and it looks a bit more vibrant. Like it gets closer. It gets closer up to the players. The UI looks great. Yeah, I think PES is obviously UI has been terrible for years. So at least they've nailed the UI. That's I guess let's start with that. The UI looks nice. And then
seems to be like a kit creator type thing within the game as well, or like a kit
as
well.
Well, they were talking about creating your own team, FIFA sort of had a pretty decent kit creator this year where you're taking existing templates, but
Yeah.
this looks like almost like custom kit designs, like little logos I don't recognize.
Yeah. I can see there being some sort of microtransactions linked to that. Like if you want to get some
Yeah.
kits and maybe like, well, they're saying it's fair to play, so they can still charge for cosmetics and stuff, which I think they probably will. But yeah,
I think when they're kicking the ball, it looks super weird. If you just watch how the ball is actually kicked,
yeah.
it looks super weird. Just
There are
watching
parts of
back
it that
there.
look, I'm not gonna lie, there are parts of it that look a bit weird. I'm just going through it again. Certain animations look really nice, but then
The player models look actually good. The kits look good, but some
Decent.
of the like when the ball is like being kicked, looks like super kind of, I don't know, strange.
yeah. I'm gonna keep replaying it as we're talking. Just that start, man. Oh, just that's so. Yeah,
I mean that right at the start there, the first wide cam, that looks like PES Mobile. Like.
it does. It really does. You're right. You're right.
And it looked the flatness of the grass. It looks like PES. Like, it looks like eFootball. Like.
It does. But then it gets better. Then it gets better.
It looks
Yeah.
best. It looks good. Yeah.
And this says actual gameplay footage, work in progress. So yeah, but like I say, we need to see that. In the actual gameplay.
We can only judge what we're seeing, right? At the end of the day, I mean, there were some nice touches. There's some, the ball.
Yeah, that bit, like, I don't know, there was one clip I saw with the ball. I'm not too sure where it's coming up, I think. And it looks super.
That looks okay.
There, and there's a lot of skating there as well.
Yeah, especially the skating, which PES and FIFA fans will be a word they don't like hearing.
Sometimes you don't see that stuff when you're playing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. I've said this a few times.
And saying, "Oh, I saw skating in that goal. It didn't feel as good to score that."
It's when you zoom in. It's when you zoom in and like look at the replay properly. It's like you'll see a bit of the animation catching up with itself. Essentially, that's what skating is. I mean, there are some nice touches there, like the part with Zinchenko or De Bruyne just there that went past was nice. The Ronaldo shot there was nice. The keeper maybe should have saved that. I don't know if I'm being too critical there.
The more we're watching now, the more we're going to be critical.
Yeah. I do want to.
Likeness needs a little work as well. Like Kevin De Bruyne. If I look at and again, I said it. I said don't compare to FIFA, but when you look at FIFA and how amazing their player likeness is, and these recent models, and then you come and look at this, there is quite a gap. So like I said, first time, and I'm not judging them too much, but that gap really it is there.
Yeah, the chat has been moving so fast. So I'll replay the trailer again while we go through it. Dermot Campbell, I'm just going all the way back. Says it looks terrible and it will be ready when it's ready. Fair enough. I mean, hopefully Konami are watching. They can't let themselves fall deeper. 1.0 needs to bang. Alpha game footage. What does this mean? I think Ben answered that for you. It's very early footage, essentially.
Yeah.
In 1997, we could have had a demo disc with a magazine. Well, we could have. Now you just got to get in contact with their PR to get an early play, which we are trying to do, by the way, but they haven't responded yet. Maybe for good reason, because the game's not ready yet to play. Let's go back again. Rahan says, terrible is understatement for PES. eFootball looks so bad, like a secondary school term project. Damn. Cheeto says, will there be NFT? Don't say the NFT. Don't say NFTs. Don't say NFTs. Don't say NFTs.
You're gonna trigger Asim.
I think they've just said cosmetics. Isn't that the rumor?
Yeah, cosmetics. I heard that as well.
As it
I heard
should
that
be,
as well.
as it should.
I heard that as
Stuff
well.
like that.
I'm gonna pause there for the comments. I just want to go back to that shot there with, was it all the players?
The player models look actually quite decent, actually. Yeah.
I mean, that UI looks it's FIFA.
I think the models.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is FIFA. Yeah, exactly. Which is, I don't necessarily have a problem with.
No,
it
no,
because
absolutely not.
It's a very, it's a good UI and it's a good system.
Yeah,
everything's displayed well.
I'm just paused it there on Kevin De Bruyne. Look, that doesn't look. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look.
No.
For what we
Like I
expect
say,
of a next-gen football game, like if we're going to give the same critique to FIFA and PES, we should be giving the same critique.
Yeah, that is
even to a newcomer.
Hair. Look at his hair, like it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lukaku doesn't look bad.
It's not the case with all models in FIFA, obviously, but the ones they've given the special attention to, which would be players like, including Kevin De Bruyne, look incredible. The way the hair moves, like I've almost started buying players in my career
because of how they look
with those builds, because it's just so cool to see them score a goal, celebrate, watching the hair flick around, and there's some really cool elements to that.
That's Ronaldo. I mean, I'm pausing on Ronaldo there. That doesn't look that bad, but again, it looks
No,
like
it's not too bad.
I think it's better than eFootball's Ronaldo.
He looks a bit like he looks a bit like young.
I was
yeah,
gonna say like
Maybe it's an iconic
Real
moment.
Madrid.
iconic moment Ronaldo. And then this shot of them all together. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Obviously, they've
That
touched
looks
that.
nice there.
They've touched that up a
Yeah.
little. The grass looks nice as well. Some nice detail there.
Yeah,
I mean,
colours.
we're like micro-analyzing at this point, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. I mean, I'm gonna leave it on that shot and just go through a few more stuff in the chat. Ignoring the graphics, the animations look a bit iffy. Says Shane Doherty. Yeah, there was some good stuff, but there was some not so good stuff as well. We got Grave Day in the chat. Mr. Day is here. Hockey fans would love to hear it though. Skating, that is. He's talking about. Alpha is normally internal code for testing. Absolutely right. Beta when players will get a chance. I wonder if they will do a beta. That's the thing. I know.
I think it makes sense to.
I know FIFA do like a closed beta with like invites only, and PES did betas, shall we say, of some sort.
I think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they didn't do at least a closed beta to test those servers.
Yeah.
they'll have
Because to
maybe announce
launch,
Ready 3 or something.
to launch without stress testing is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And there is no way to tank faster than to not have anyone playing on day one.
Absolutely.
You can't get in.
Absolutely. JL makes a good point. I mean, he's asking the question: are we going to see a full match? Then we can judge. Would be nice to see just like raw gameplay. I think that's what they're going to get request wise from the community. They're going to get. We just want to see raw gameplay of like the latest code that you have, and let's like release some context to it as well. But then that would be nice to see. But we know it's out 2022, but we don't know when. It could be. I mean, is it going to go up against FIFA and? I mean, the eFootball update, the eFootball update.
Yeah.
Who knows when that's going to come? But again, you're right. Going against FIFA would be very brave, but I think it will be later 2022. What do you guys think?
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it makes
I could see them. These guys seem so confident they could drop it before FIFA or PES if the new.
That would show some balls.
Yeah.
That would show some
They
balls.
could drop it like first thing and as soon as they can.
That would show some
But
balls.
as Nico said, they definitely need to do like some sort of testing or
Yeah.
like some sort of like way of matchmaking and stuff. Because if this is just online only, you don't want it sinking before it even starts. Like because it could, it's a brand new game. Like so.
Absolutely.
They talked about basically like the matchmaking that they're going to be doing and how they want to take it match by match and so the players have like a learning curve.
Yeah.
So I suppose if you get a match and you get absolutely battered, your next match should theoretically be easier.
Yeah.
So that you can then grow into it. But that will all depend on how many people are playing.
Yeah. It does.
And how reliable the servers are.
That's a huge issue in Call of Duty, though. It's like skill-based matchmaking. It's like
Yeah.
it's a massive issue because there's ways to manipulate it, and stuff. So, as you said, it depends how many people are playing it.
Yeah, that's true. We've got a few comments from Nick, from Raphael, from Shane saying it definitely is polishing up, but everyone, I think they're looking forward to trying it. Is the general sentiment from a few people in the chat. So let's see. Let me just move to the latest stuff because the chat has moved very, 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 very fast. Aquazi says KDB's face needs more red. I mean, he is in Manchester. It's pretty cold there, so it makes absolute sense. Do we know? Nick's asked, do we know the dev plan post release? As it's F2P, will it be constantly updated, or will they? I think it's because it's F2P. I think it will probably follow the same model that eFootball is looking to go. It will just release as UFL, and there will be like season updates most likely.
Yeah.
They haven't said it, but I'm guessing that's what we're thinking, guys. Right?
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Probably have like a season pass or some sort of thing
Yeah.
like that.
I don't think they'll follow the route that eFootball did, where they released
Yeah.
half a mode.
Graham is in disbelief that CR7 got announced as ambassador. Graham, he did. The
Graham,
GOAT
yeah.
is the main. Looks like one of the main ambassadors for the game, which is damn crazy. Let's have a look. Shane Doyle says, couldn't care less how it looks, to be honest. More concerned about how it will play. FIFA always looks good. How the gameplay is meh. That is an absolute fair point. It's a fair point to make. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Firefist says, bro, UFL is basically PES with different name. I mean, fair enough. It's getting blasted on Twitter about the graphics. Yikes! I'm not surprised. I think
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
if you're purely looking at it from a visual point of view, just like eFootball did when it released, it got blasted for the visuals and the gameplay. But I mean, at the moment, people can only talk about what they're seeing, right? And the visuals are not up to like the standard you'd expect from a next gen or current gen game now. People will vocally speak about it, and that's absolutely fair enough. But hopefully that gives them some like good critique, good comments to look at, and they can improve it visually. But I think given it's their first time, they're probably limited in scope in terms of how much they can visually polish it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, sorry, go on, Nico.
I think it'll be very interesting to see what the roster of players is like.
Yeah.
Because, do they have access to the FIFA Pro license, where they can just every single player that's playing,
I
with themselves.
would think they do, yeah. I would
But then
think they
how
do.
many, it'll be very interesting to see how large they expand it to, right? Because, yes, they've got partner clubs. Does that mean all the other clubs will be there as well? But maybe not licensed,
Yeah.
Premier League, obviously very difficult to do. But that'll be huge as well, right? Because if your roster of players isn't super big, you're going to see a lot of teams looking very, very similar.
Yeah.
And I know that's a danger regardless, because everyone wants the best players.
That's the nature of the team building
yeah.
modes. Yeah.
You need to have that variety.
Interesting. Let's have a look. Graphics will get updated. That's the easiest thing. I mean, it's still difficult, but yeah, in terms of like the overall package, visuals are probably the easier thing to upgrade. Like your game engine and your mechanics of the game are probably the hardest thing, obviously. But still not easy to do. I mean, they've got a base. It looks like they've got a decent base. It's not ultimately super like terrible looking. It's just not what we'd expect. Like personally, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for you guys. Personally, it's not what I'd expect from a current gen game.
I think Unreal Engine has the potential to do some incredible things.
Yeah.
And you can see in those close cinematic shots, how cool it is.
It is. Really is.
Then,
it really is.
But then, when it comes to gameplay, obviously less polished. The other thing that's interesting is the players with generic faces, because...
Yeah. I know you love a generic face. I know you love a generic face, Nico.
Historically, football games, they don't tend to have, FIFA have gotten a lot better with it, where at least they kind of look like, they've got the right hairstyle.
I mean, Mason Green would say different for a long time.
We could have a PES 2014 all over again. A few of the faces in that.
Hell, my god.
Some of them are horrific.
Let's not go there.
Nightmares.
Let's not go.
I mean, people just need to be like, I'm a glass half full type of person anyway, so I'm gonna try and stay a bit optimistic. But
do it.
I can see there's a lot of issues in this from watching it back that you could pick out if you really wanted to pick out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what do people want? You need to give them a chance to actually get it out to people and let us play it. It's not going to be judged on seeing this here. And I think that's why they're over marketing this at the moment, to the point of getting Ronaldo and stuff. It papers over a lot of.
They want people talking about it. About it.
And there are, there's
a
pretty healthy number of people in the chat just talking about it now.
Exactly. So they've got I've just paused it on the menu here. So you got play match, club management, which is I guess the kind of ultimate team style. You just go in, look at your squad management, customization, transfer market as well. Which obviously eFootball does not have. FIFA does have events. So I'm guessing this is their weekly or monthly stuff.
Yeah.
Settings and news is kind of self-explanatory there. But play. So I'm guessing this is the main menu for the main mode, the team building mode. You play a match, club management, customization, transfer market. So they didn't talk about the transfer market. So that's something I guess we picked out.
They have a thing there as well, Team Pass. I'm wondering, is that going to be some sort of...
You're right.
Season pass.
Quests and challenges as well.
Quests and challenges coming soon.
Yeah.
So they're obviously, that's going to be important as to what there is going to be to play, because personally, FIFA probably has too much content for me, and PES has nothing. You need to have a happy medium of or something in the medium that it's or middle that it's you don't need to log in and play 40 hours a week just to compete. You know what I mean? Which is I think a big issue. So
I mean,
Interesting though. I mean, that looks slick. Like to
it
me,
does
that
look really
looks
slick. I'm gonna say like the UI. Kudos, like the UI. Obviously, like people will say, "Oh, you're talking about the UI," but it's a big part of this type of game because you're spending a lot of time in the game in the UI before you go on the pitch and play to like build your squad. So you're gonna look at this screen, like these screens a lot, and like
And it
KD,
needs to be
KDB looks
intuitive.
great there. KDB looks great there.
Two there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
So it's just, I guess, when they get onto the pitch, it's probably a downscaling of like the textures and stuff like that, most likely. But let me move on. There was another part. Like this is essentially what we used to with FIFA. They are the guys who have developed this clearly are fans of FIFA and have seen it. And like already the cards look better than whatever I've seen in PES, if I'm honest.
Very clean there now.
Yeah, it looks very clean. Like the star rating is on top of the players. So the card is like left clean, looks like it for the player's face, and the rating, I guess, with the X-axis will cover and position. I'm guessing you can flip them as well. So looking at this screen to think if I notice anything, basic stats as well, just like FIFA has: pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, defending, all that stuff. So I'm guessing there is probably a chemistry thing as well because they've got the teamwork, fitness thing in there as well. I wonder what they'll call it. I wonder what they'll call it.
Teamwork there, maybe that could be.
That could be just it, yeah.
Fitness and teamwork.
Game plan, management, yeah, that's kind of like what you expect. Total cost, yeah. Well, they called it chemistry. It's right there. I'm guessing FIFA. I'm guessing FIFA haven't trademarked that, or maybe they might pull out a lawsuit from somewhere saying, "Hey, wait a second, wait a second." I'm just gonna while we're paused on this, gonna go through this. UFL is a smart company. This is from the chat, Mr. U. UFL is a smart company. They use FIFA-based elements like interface and menu structure. Why is the easy move from FIFA to UFL? I'm guessing they're going after that FIFA base, so they want to keep
definitely.
it. They want to keep it similar, so like the transition, if people are going to make the transition, is quite easy to make. Interesting. Real 9 says the new football game is a shame all the same for a game that wants to stand out from FIFA to do like everything like FIFA, feature game mode, etc. So I think he's summing up there. It's pretty much like FIFA, but I think that's what the market share belongs to. So why wouldn't you, in a way, go after, do similar things and add your own twist?
Also, it's very difficult to say it's too much like FIFA before you've played the game, before we've actually been able to play it. Menu wise, definitely feels like FIFA.
Yeah.
At least in terms of like the Ultimate Team style stuff.
Yeah.
In that previous screen where it was going to like each thing was one under the other. That's not like FIFA. FIFA uses a card system. Yeah, that's different. So I'm always for taking elements that work from the competition. Because when it works, it just provides a good experience across the board.
It does. You're right. We've got. What else we got here? We got Real Name saying the only thing missing in this gameplay reel was the gameplay. I mean, fair enough. Can't really judge based on this. I mean, you're right. I mean, but again, we can only talk about what we are seeing at this point. I would love to I'm sure all of us here would love to get hands on with it at some point if there is a.
See some raw gameplay. I thought we'd get a couple of clips of raw gameplay, but it seemed to be all very kind of we should have probably known.
Just
a
little bit of gameplay clips. We've got Bibinho. Bibby is in the chat. Evening, lads. Bibby, how you doing?
Hey, Bibby.
The game is designed because of handicap in FIFA. So yeah, I mean their whole motto is fair to play. So they're going after the people that think obviously there is scripting in these games and there is a bit of unfairness going on behind the code, like in the code somewhere. So this is what they're trying to tap into. It makes sense, we'll go after kind of the lowest hanging fruit and base your marketing around that, which they have done, which is fair. And like you've touched upon, Barry, you touched upon Nico, they seem very confident. Very confident. There's no second guessing themselves from what I've seen so far. But yeah, let's see how that goes. As we all know, we've all been involved in the football gaming community for a while. We know how it goes. I'll keep playing it on here. Sorry, I'll move all the way back. Go back to that. There was an interesting screen there that I just want to look at. This one as well. So formations, it looks exactly like FIFA.
Yeah, that looks very.
It is FIFA. It is FIFA. There's nothing more to say there. It is FIFA. Just different color palette and similar.
It'd be interesting to see what was included under the objectives. that it said there. It was like tactics, something else, objectives,
Yeah.
you know, roles, I think was the last one. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to know what was under that objectives tab.
This is very similar as well to FIFA. You've got the kits here. They've obviously named them. What we got here in the chat. Did people really, Rail9 is saying, did people really believe that UFL was going to be a graphic revolution? Guys were talking about independent studio. The ideas are there, the ambition too, but don't imagine crazy things. I think, yeah, there needs to be a bit of a... You can critique, but there needs to be obviously a context to that as well. This is their first try. You've got to remember when FIFA first tried, when PES first tried, that was a long time ago. They weren't getting it right straight from the bat. So yeah,
I don't want to hear about independent studio though when they're coming up with Ronaldo as an
they've got good
really
backing.
the
They've got
money
good
is
backing.
there.
They've got some investors. They've got some investors. It's a
There's money behind this. Like,
yeah. They have some investors.
They're
Bibi.
not coming in and getting Declan Rice. Like
No. Bibi says it looks like a console version of Dream League Soccer, which isn't a bad thing. As I like that game, so yeah, might be up to your tastes. It all comes down to how gameplay will be. Absolutely. And Relax Store makes a good point here. I think, will it have an edit mode? I know.
I don't think it will.
That's the big thing for you guys, Barry. Will it have an edit mode?
Yeah, I mean, based on that screen that we're looking at there, probably not, unless you can edit those. I mean, those kits look like kind of the same as FIFA's, from what I would say. I mean, there is a couple
it's
of
going to be like
things down below there,
custom, but pre-built.
Yeah.
Kits. Very similar to
There is
like
a little,
what
the
FIFA's
second or the third box down there is like, I don't know, is that like an upload?
It looks like it. Yeah.
Looks like an upload kind of feature. So
it looks like it.
But it could be managed in game rather than like.
It could be kind of like WWE's Create a Wrestler, stuff like that, like as well. And like I know it's a obscure reference, but the cricket games that they're coming out the past years, they had their own where you can upload actual full teams. Not even just that, you can have people can share teams as well. So maybe, I mean, if they haven't thought about that yet, based on obviously Barry, you will know about this more, and Nico, you have some knowledge as well. Like the editing community in the football gaming community is big, very very big. So I mean, we could see UFL universe soon, right? Surely.
Maybe someday, yeah. Maybe. Who knows?
I was single-handedly carrying PES for a number of years of getting people in.
Absolutely.
That clip there that you just showed, that last like 20 seconds. You go back there 20 seconds. That's like, that worried me. That's my, like, that just looks so bad to me there.
This one.
Just when I looked at that. It was like the 3 players. But this one, like, that just looks so like.
I'll go back again so everyone can see it. Yeah.
Maybe play it in slow mo. But it's. I know. Look, we're criticizing.
No. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's
what they need to hear.
Really bad. Like,
yeah.
You know, it looked just super like kind of weird.
This one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. This one.
The
like
and
then this.
Yeah.
It's just literally like, I don't know. It's something off about it. I don't know what you guys think, but that was the one that stuck in my head there.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you're pointing out, the movement around seems a bit. It's very static.
It just seems like there's no there's no
life.
There's no life to the players. They're literally just like, passing as if there's nothing going on around them.
Yeah.
But again, we're being very critical.
That is what we're here for. That is what we are here for. That's absolutely what we're here for. I mean, I want to go back to this thing. There's a table that comes up. Let's have a look. Zinchenko. Build. Yeah, here we go. So it's a bit different to how I see Ultimate. Like, is there like going to be different leagues that you can participate in, and you like, or is this like you see Matt HD Gamers in there? Yeah. You see, so obviously he's partnered.
It's obviously their team names. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there because Ultimate Team like doesn't really have like a league standing like this, really, does it? No. It's more
ranked. Right?
Yeah, it's more based on ranks and like qualifications to the next stage, and you get rewards based on it. So it seems like there's like a, I don't know, is this an overall leaderboard? It's got like a show rewards button there as well, so you get rewards based on the position you're in the league or leaderboard. I don't know if this is like this is a competition like specific. Is it part of the event? So it'd be kind of good to see that whenever that comes around. Yeah. League promotion, you mentioned it there. Soon.
I think that there is a lot to take from this.
Oh, that shot. that shot there. I just want to pause that. Sorry, go on, Nico.
Where he's taking... No.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, I think that there's a lot to take from this, good and bad. But I think, they need to hear the feedback so they can implement changes if they need to be changed. There's probably going to be a long time before we get hands on.
That animation looks. Ooh, look at that. That doesn't look.
Yes, there's some bits like that that just look so bad.
I mean, how do you kick like that?
You don't kick like that.
How do you get like power behind the ball like that? That just looks really odd. I mean, don't get me wrong. That actual apart from that animation, that pausing it there looks nice. It looks nice. The grass looks
it
good.
looks okay there, yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be movement in the back line there. I don't know if he's trying to charge him out, whereas other clips looked a bit static. So I
Is
don't
that the
know.
London Stadium?
Yeah. It is. Yeah. They've got that in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ball just kind of floats in the net as well.
Well, the angle at which he's kicking it, you wouldn't have expected it to have
No.
gone in that direction. Yeah, I think there's plenty of work for them to do.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's a decent showing, first showing, and now
It's like everything though. You could definitely pick. You could, if you wanted to put a spin on this to say it's the worst looking game ever or worst game ever, you could. There's enough.
You could, of course, you could. Yeah.
They absolutely put on it, but there's enough in there as well if you want to be optimistic. So
Yeah.
there'll be some people that won't even give it a chance, and
That's a shame. I mean, I'm definitely going to give it. It's free to play, of course. Even with eFootball, as much as people say it wasn't going to give it a chance, it's free to play. They were going to give it a chance. Sadly, it didn't deliver when the people gave it that chance, but at least they gave it a chance. I'm just going to go through some last comments before we finish up. Let's have a look. So what's the update? Oh, that's Raiders says, what's the update on FIFA losing the license? I don't think there's any update yet. I think they're probably going to work something out with FIFA, I'm guessing, at some point. The money will change hands and that'll be that. I settle for a game, that's from Gary L. Hope. I settle for a game that actually passed where you aim. That's true.
Yeah, but is that the game didn't do what I told it to, or is that...
There is loads of those situations. There are.
they probably won't have manual. That'll be another thing for people as well.
That's true.
There's probably only going to be one assist level in this, or if
That's true.
because I think when somebody asked the guy that did a presentation there, he didn't even know what manual or Fuma was. So
Yeah.
I think it's just probably going to be assisted enough.
Yeah. So we had a question from Sky YouTube. When will the gameplay be shown? This is what we're showing right now. This is the gameplay trailer that was shown during the gameplay reveal. So this is essentially the gameplay trailer. And then we have a good question actually from Odin Lord, which we kind of covered before. He says, "Is it an online game or is it like FIFA with career mode?" It's an online game, from what we know primarily.
Yeah.
They
did
might
mention some offline stuff.
Correct.
But but not like a career, not a tournament. It's going to be competitive stuff that you can do offline.
Yeah.
And then I think they talked about bringing a offline, local, just 1v1 friendly. Type stuff as well.
Yeah. Ben says, "How do you kick like that, Asim? You've never seen me play football." Fair enough.
I have seen Ben play football.
You have seen Ben play football. You have, in a Man United shirt. Oh yes. Real Name says, "I guess we just have to wait for Microsoft to buy Strikers Inc. Maybe that'll be the next acquisition. They need a sports game developed by them, I guess. So maybe that will.
Buying everyone else.
Maybe that will be it. They can buy me if they want. I'm for sale. Looks dark like FIFA. I was just gonna say that this is a very good comment by Airborne Assassin. Looks like FIFA 08 was. It reminds me of old FIFAs in terms of the lack of vibrancy in the game. But I'm just gonna go back to the start of the trailer, just play it again. But all this stuff here you're seeing on screen reminds me of early FIFAs. So that is an absolute fair comment by Airborne Assassin, I think. If they only play,
it looks so bad in that first clip. There.
It does. There are occasions.
Oh man.
I do think that's against another player.
Hopefully,
They've got the little triangles above their heads.
Okay. It just barely saw.
But even this move here with I think it's the hoop shirt, it just looks like the AI is just kind of static. Anyway, let's go back to another comment. If they only spent Elaf says if they only spent the same amount of time on player physics as they did editing the video, I mean they've got a good marketing team. It seems like he talked about specialists in marketing, and they definitely have those. So that's absolute fair. More comments here. Let's have a look. Real name. Last question before you go. I used to wake up every morning and check WENB. Will that ever return? WENB is now kind of absorbed into NGB. And what we are is dead. But there's people that were still involved with that, like Nico, myself, who are still part of NGB and love football games. Not as much these days, maybe, but we still have a passion for them. Like this is why we're here. This is
I
absolutely
think
what
it's fair
absolutely
to
why we're
say
here.
that the quality has dropped significantly,
Yeah.
and really there's no excuse for that because the technology is better than it's ever been. So
That is
you know,
a good
the
way to put
games
it.
haven't kept up with
Yeah.
with the technology, and therefore it's hard to stay as passionate about it when
Yeah.
I'd go back and play PS6 again.
Oh, I would.
If I could.
I would. If
Like,
they bought PS2 backwards compatibility to the PS5, I'll be playing
That'd be
PS5 and
my
6.
game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Barry would as well. Barry would be like editing
Yeah.
stuff up on PES Universe for it again.
We'll do a 3-player Master League
Yeah.
co-op stream.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Lots
We'll
of
probably fall out with each other after.
Adriano.
Adriano from the halfway line. Yeah, Adriano from the menus most like it. We got some WNB fans here. Relaxter says it was great watching it together with you guys. WNB podcast fan for life. Well, now you can be a fan of NGB because we do everything. We do not only football games. We do all types of video games. So you can, if you're not subscribed, subscribe away, and you'll get all the content, including more UFL stuff, PES stuff, FIFA stuff. Although it's not PES anymore, is it? So
No.
yeah.
Considering none of us really got with the game, we did a fair amount of content on it, so
Absolutely.
there will be stuff.
Absolutely. Some last question in the chat. Anto42 says, "Is it coming to PC because it's Unreal Engine?" I believe it's coming to all platforms. The prompts,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, the prompts, yeah, you can see at the bottom over there, right at the end. Let me go back and pause that.
It said PlayStation, Xbox.
They haven't said mobile yet.
No, I don't think they said mobile, did they?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to pause it at the end screen just to see what platforms are there.
PS4, PS5,
Sure.
Xbox.
There you go. Pause it there.
One.
So it doesn't say PC. It doesn't say like PC, but I'm presuming
I think they said that they were going to go to PC after.
At some point they'll probably. I can imagine them doing a deal with like Epic Games or something like that. Like to be on there and like you get some exclusive stuff, etc. But yeah, you can see all the consoles. No Switch though, which is interesting. But yeah, they're using Instat, which is like a stats. Like all the stats they'll get from the players is basically from that agency or that platform. Unreal Engine, I presume they're using Unreal Engine 4 because I don't think people have got access. Not many people in the dev community have got access to Unreal Engine 5 yet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they might upgrade to Unreal Engine 5 just like eFootball is looking to do at some point. But okay, we've
It's
been
be interesting though how we like
Go for it.
again like because we saw like they're going to obviously be scaling it down to PS4. You know what I mean for last gen. So it's going to be interesting to see like if that footage we just saw from that it was like PS5. Like I don't really want to see the PS4 footage. Not saying that it's that bad, but I'm just saying that like.
I
that
presume they're
looks,
showing it at its best.
At its best.
At that
Well,
moment.
that's what you would think, right?
Yeah.
That's
would
what
imagine.
That is what you would think.
Yeah.
You would imagine.
Yeah,
And it's probably at source, like, so, it's probably 4K. And then, yeah, I mean, again, look, we're just trying to be down the middle, like, and not be too harsh on it.
No.
because, like, it's a new game, but
Yeah.
New game from a new development team. Let's let's keep it balanced and reasonable as possible. But while we play the trailer for one last time, get some summary thoughts from you guys. We'll start with you, Barry. Sum it up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as I said at the start, it looks to me like a lot of different games. Like, it looks very PES Mobile in some ways. It does look like a mobile game in a lot of ways to me. But again, I'm not going to be too critical until I play it because some of the stuff we're seeing here, like you won't see them when you've got the controller in your hand to play them yourself. It's easy going to replay and pick holes in it. But I just think that they're probably a good bit away from like this being a next gen game, and obviously if it's still on PS4 and stuff, that's my worry. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, I'll give it a go, and it'll be interesting to see what it actually plays like when it comes out. But
Yeah. No, fair.
yeah,
Fair.
for now, I'm kind of I had very low expectations anyway, as we said before it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
much my
No,
thoughts.
fair enough. Nico, can you give us a summary of what
Yeah.
you think?
So like I said, I think it's a good opening showing. I hope that they listen to the feedback that gets thrown at them, and I hope people give it to them in a constructive way, because we know that's not always the case.
Yeah.
But I stand by what I said at the beginning. We need someone to just put out another game. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
have to be the best game right now. Like, this
Yeah.
doesn't have to be fantastic to start with. It needs to have the basics down. So the gameplay needs to be decent. And then they can build on the rest, Whether this is, an iterative game, and I hate to do it, especially wearing a t-shirt, kind of like Destiny 2, where they're not planning on releasing a sequel, they're just building on this game over and over and over, quality of life updates, all that kind of stuff. Whether it's that, or if we get a UFL 2 at some point, or a UFL 2024, whatever it is, get something out,
Yeah.
and then learn from it.
Absolutely.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
improve over time. Like, I don't need this game to be perfect. Like,
No,
you
no.
just need it to be playable.
Yeah,
That's the key thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you both make some excellent points there, and I think you pretty much sum up my thoughts as well. I think it's a decent start for them, but I think they've got a lot to build on here. A lot to build on, and I'm hoping with their next showing, one thing I will say, and we all said it, is like very impressive in terms of like the way they've done it, and the way they've gone about it. It seems very professional, very very high quality presentations, etc. But the game is now the focus. You've now shown the game. You've now showed gameplay. People are a bit skeptic. Some people might be nicely surprised. That's how it goes. But I think they've got a lot to build on. Their next showing will be even more eyes now to see if they've looked at feedback, looked at people like us talking about it online, and I'm looking forward to see what they show next. I'm presuming it will be around like the summer most likely, but let's see.
Yeah.
All right, that will do it. And that's finished right at the end of the trailer as well. It's like I timed
nice.
it just to see Ronaldo's face and pause on that. See, but yes, everyone. I don't even know how many people joined like to watch us live, but whoever joined, if it was tens, if it was hundreds, if it was thousands, thank you for joining. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll probably do some more UFL content, like a proper breakdown of the trailer at some point. Just give us some time. And we will do that. We will look at that. But yeah, thanks, Barry, for joining us.
Man.
And thank you, Nico, for joining us as well. And
Always
thank
a
you all in the chat for joining us as well. We will finish up there. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.